Signal attenuation is the loss of signal strength during transmission, which can occur in both wired and wireless communication system. Fun fact. So that's why you don't get a super long Ethernet cable.
So
for
that's
the
well, that's
non-
actually why 89P's lost their series. I have some major attenuation. I've got a 30-foot long cable, and it's still only half the size of my
It
penis.
was that 30-foot Ethernet cable really did you guys dirty.
Yeah, it fucked us up good.
Yeah, what can you do?
God, I hate
You have
attenuations.
you have a very impressive penis size, Jack. That's very impressive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's
speaking of
81 feet.
Have you seen his bed?
Wow.
He's got a massive Dota blanket on it that his mom made him.
That's true. He probably gets all the bitches
Hey.
on that blanket.
I mean,
Or the big dick.
it's certainly been a non-zero amount of women.
Have
But
you
I'm gonna
have you
stick
told
with
your
that.
mom that like if she keeps making those, like 8012 will probably keep like buying them from her?
She's making a Skyrath one for Hulk, and then she's
Oh.
making like an Ursa one for me, like a little plushy chibi thing.
Oh
So
my
that'll
god.
be the trial run to see how those turn out.
If those turn out
Um,
amazing, I want next on the list.
Yeah.
I will let her know. I think she's always like down to make stuff. She like loves doing it. But I'll keep you guys
Oh,
informed.
That's
I think
awesome.
she'll be
Wow.
very happy to make stuff for people for sure. I mean,
She's just happy to hear that you have friends, in all honesty.
yeah, that's true too. That's true too.
She's like, my little
okay. I
boy
mean,
has
that makes
friends.
sense.
Jesus.
Oh, that would be cool though. I would love to have like a Pudge plushie or something like that. That'd be so
They're-
cool.
they're
You
so
literally
sick.
need
I
to
love
just have a
them.
Phoenix one. No, you need Viper. Yours has to be
No,
Viper, I think.
maybe Viper. Yeah, it might be Viper. That's kind of cringe though. I don't know if I want like a giant flying snake in my
Does
bed.
this, does this
I'm glad
count as an
you call it
advertisement?
fucking-
Yeah, we're giving free ad.
Wow,
time,
free
that's
advertisement.
Yeah,
30
free
views.
advertisement.
But they probably won't be. They probably won't be like gigantic plushy size. They might be, but probably the first ones will be smaller. But yeah, I mean, for sure, I'll let you guys know how the process comes along.
That's
Can we do
huge,
like a
actually.
sponsorship deal where like
Sponsored
you know
by
like Dota
Cock Prawns?
Roundtable for like
We'll
20%
put them
off of,
on
like,
the
you know, the
podcast.
thing.
Like everyone, like every new one she makes, we'll promote it at like the end of the podcast and show pictures of it and
What?
shit.
Yeah,
Wait,
the
this is
first
getting too legit.
No, this is huge. This is huge, actually. Holy shit.
Wow, you guys have your new content coming up. We've got 8012 merch coming up, made by my mom.
Dude, this
got
is
everything.
actually huge. Well, not 8012 merch. Let's not put it that way, because
Conqueror
we do
Chronicles
a lot of
merch.
unsanctioned shit that 8012 would not approve of sometimes.
Mm.
Like the All-Star Match All Chat, they would not approve of
Mm.
that, but that's okay. We
Yeah,
did it
nobody dropped
anyways.
mantles, so we would have been okay a little bit.
I think we gotta this bit's got too long. We gotta restart the whole recording.
No, this is it. I'm not hitting.
Right,
Like,
get us into the
record.
games. Get us into the games. Whatever you wanted to do first.
Uh,
It was perfect.
Holy shit, that's amazing.
Go ahead and segue.
All right.
Phoenix, here you go.
Fuck. Okay, Yoshi, do you want to introduce people or?
No, I'm good. Go
you know,
ahead.
Like... okay. All right. Okay. Well, we got 2 return guests, guys. I think both of you have been on now 2 times. I think at least, right? We got Casey from MHK. Casey, how you doing?
Good dude. I would ask you how you're doing, but I don't care.
Oh.
Just like a lot of
all right.
Conqueror chat.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And then we got Jack from 89 Pistons, or at least formerly 89 Pistons. I'm not sure what's
Yeah.
going on there.
Oh,
Formerly.
Formerly?
You think
R.I.P.
you think it's not formally after a 48-minute video dropped?
True.
Anyway.
True.
love
That
my-
is
I'm gonna
true.
be honest. I
My
didn't watch.
king.
I didn't watch all 48 minutes of that video.
It was pretty good. I watched it work on like 1.5 speed. It was a good video. I mean, do we want to talk about that at all, or
I actually liked the video, but like, here's the thing, Rhino. If you're listening, the audio was so fucking quiet. I could not hear. Like, I was maxing that bitch out. I could barely hear you. I gave up. I watched like half of it. It was good though. But yeah, I mean, is there anything that stood out, Jack?
I think a lot of his takes were like very spot on, especially about the games. I think Hulk and I talked about the video a little bit. I think he was pretty right about a lot of stuff, about the way he talked about Sun, the way he talked about that last series, just some stuff about the team. I think it was a really great video. I know Hulk and I both really liked it, really enjoyed it, and thought it was like a good, fair representation and look at everything kind of throughout that season, and also very at the end. So
the end.
But do
The
you agree with his take that actually no, we'll get there. All right, we'll get there. Anyway, I don't want to spoil it. Okay.
all right.
All right. Do we have the game pulled up, Yoshi?
Mm-hmm. Now we do.
All right, I'm assuming so. Okay. Anyway, so game 1 here for MHK against 89 Pistons. It was a 2-1 for MHK, as I predicted, of course, naturally, because I'm very smart. First game looks like it was a pretty close game, though. Casey, do you want to start us off here by talking about at least your winner side of this match?
Sure. Really, this is the game that I probably think about the least. To be honest, it kind of felt like we started to gain traction, and then I think we won a team fight, and then immediately lost, like threw it away, I think pushing high ground or something afterwards. And then they had this narrow window to try and like go high ground, and then they fucking decided to dive like tier fours instead of hit buildings, and then they
Mhm.
threw that away, and then I think we just won the game off that.
Yeah, that
Go
that
ahead.
sounds right. That's pretty much right. Except I think like I remember a little bit more vividly because the throw was like bottom. We had the Aegis, and it was like Rhino mentioned it in his video where like I had this call to back. Like I don't like this play. I have like a minute and a half on Aegis, but we don't have anything, and it's like this go call, but like we look strong, but it's like fake. Like you need to like see past like we aren't like really strong. We look strong, but we aren't strong here. And we just kind of throw it going back for that. But that was like a really close game. I think there was a lot of back and forth, and I think our execution in that game was like very good. I think like our draft is like a little bit hard-ish to execute. With the Abaddon and Storm Spirit, like everything needs to be pretty clean. I thought we were doing a good job with it, and of course we lost, but I was pretty happy with how we played the majority of that game.
Yeah, I
Now
remember. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, you go.
I remember Chandler doing a lot of good work with the Abaddon. That was like a new hero that like we had
Yeah.
introduced to him. And I think as soon as you slammed Shadow Shaman 9, we picked it up
Mhm.
14. Yeah, it was just a good solution, the Shadow Shaman, and he got people out of like a lot of tough spots.
He was fucking
Like
carrying that game. 12 was just so hard
yeah,
to kill that game.
like I remember you guys going on the Twub's bottom,
Yeah.
and like he should have died, and then he lived for like 3 more seconds, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll TP down, and then he just was able to walk away, and we like got a good arena off, and it was just this wild turn of events
Well.
based off of Chandler
Mhm.
on Avalon.
Yeah, it's a good hero. And I think, I mean, you'll see it in the other two games, but I think it became a little bit of like a meta because, like, I think you knew that I wanted it too. And I wanted it, I got it, and I put up my worst Abaddon performance probably of my life on carry, which is unfortunate. But then we, like, were so, like, it's because they gave us a lot of problem last week too when we were playing Dr. Deck, the Doctor, oh, yeah, Dr. Spike, the Dota Doctor.
Doctor
Um,
Spike, the Dota Doctor.
like it gave us a lot of trouble
Oh,
that week too. So it was like something we really wanted to ban. But yeah, Hero is incredibly powerful, and I'm hoping to see it contested in grand finals. I think both teams have been messing around with it. Maybe I hope.
whenever I
Uh,
think of Abaddon, I think of Kalza on Spooky Scary too. Like you would like pick this Abaddon 4, and like a lot of people think the hero's like really nerfed, so they wouldn't ban it against Spooky Scary. But he played it really good too. I think it's pretty valuable in this meta where there's like a lot of like the shamans and stuff like that, right? Like he really wants to get that full, like I think it's like 4 second shackle or whatever, right? But you definitely can't do that against the Abaddon, right? So it's a
Hmm.
pretty nice solution for that. Also, I haven't seen a Spirit Breaker Darkseer in so long. I like it's a classic combo. I just have never seen it. I feel like it's been a really long time because the Breaker. Um, do you like Breaker right now? Because that's a pretty unconventional hero. I feel like you really don't see it that much.
Yep.
I think it's
So it was a specific idea. It was um, it's really good at giving vision for Luna Eclipse with Ags. So the big problem with Luna Eclipse with the Ags is it doesn't give vision of the area you cast it on. So if you don't like square it up right or have a high ground ward, you basically they can fog your ultimate. And we can talk about how Mars did that to us a little bit. Where like Mars Arena actually fogged the Eclipse, but the idea was that we have a charge, we have perfect vision for the duration of the charge, and then even after that, he's kind of in Shadow Bladed, Glimmered, Bulldozed, giving vision to keep the ulti going. And plus, just like right pick off, like you can stun them, if you time it right, and try and burst them before they can, press a BKB or a Manta or anything.
That makes sense. Casey, do you have any thoughts on Spirit Breaker? Because I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, but I think it was picked second game too. And I remember being surprised by that. Do you have any thoughts on this Breaker here?
Really good to counter first pick Nature's Prophet. So
Yeah, that's true.
I think from like what we thought, we just assumed that they slapped Spearbreaker to counter the Natures. Like, I mean, on paper, it can shove the lanes out and contest him in these awkward spots. And I think it should be able to solo kill the Natures if he's ahead of him, which I don't think he.
How do you get out of a Nature's? Let's be honest.
Yeah, I don't know if Hulk was ever in that kind of position, but I think and I could be incorrect, but I think it should be able to like handle that Natures in a one-on-one if they're both supports anyway. But yeah, I think it's good. It's a high tempo hero, and it can accomplish a lot. It just depends on what you're trying to do with it.
Can I see the graph again, really quick? That's okay. I'm just curious again. Yeah, so it was definitely a pretty close game actually. Yeah, because that makes sense. Because what I was gonna say, my last comment on this game really is that I think both drafts are like pretty fine. Like like sometimes I'll like look at these games and I'm like, oh yeah, like I really like like this team's draft comparatively to the other team. I mean, I guess like the Abaddon for the Shaman is pretty nice, but at the same time too, I mean like Shaman will get the level 15 Hex Break and like that's kind of shitty for the Abaddon, and I don't know. I feel like both teams could have had their win conditions, but it just seems like probably MHK just got a good rhythm towards the end, and I mean I feel like Ursa it seems like a very easy win at most games here. I don't know. I still think that hero wins a lot more than it loses in these matches from what I've seen. So, yeah, I don't know.
To add on to a small comment Jack made, definitely the biggest hero disparity here is the Mars into the Luna, especially with the Luna going Ags. I wasn't sure if the Ags gave vision or not, but I 100% know that Mars will like absolutely fucks Luna ult. Fucks everything Luna is trying to do. So going into that game like knowing that and knowing like how to position arenas to like make this Luna like not have impact, and I mean she still had a good amount of impact. I think was super crucial. Not to glaze, myself. I'm glazing the hero.
No, but that is a good point though, and that's something that actually before Jack even mentioned it, I never realized that mechanic worked like that. But I guess it makes sense because Mars Arena prevents vision. But yeah, like that's a really good counter to Luna actually, because as soon as she throws down the Eggs Eclipse, you just arena where she fucking throws it down, and it's kind of like just a waste of the 4,500 net worth, which is massive because that's kind of how people play Luna, right? Is you do like your I think the build is what, like Mom Manta X? Like I think that's the build now,
I
right?
believe that's what I went. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it kind of completely counters your second big item, which is really shitty for a hero that wants to play tempo, like Luna, right? So that's just a really smart pick, really smart play. If you guys have anything else to add though, we could probably go to game 2 unless there's something else that's pressing.
Nope.
No, I got nothing.
All right, let's go ahead with the game 2. So this one looks like the Pistons clapped back here. You guys were able to take one back. Now you mentioned this game that you played the Abaddon and this was your worst ever Abaddon performance or something, or
Yeah.
in a while. But you won the game. So what happened? Why do you think you did so bad this game?
So I want to go on the record like earlier this week because I just started playing the Abaddon like the week before this series. Like last week, I rampaged on Abaddon 3 days in a row. Like this hero is like the real fucking deal. It's like very good. It's almost like Ursa, but better. I think is how I see it. Where it's just like so hard to execute on, and just like gets out of jail so free and gets away with so much. But that's like the point of the hero. That's like why it's good, not like a side thing. So Bobby kind of carried this game from my perspective. I think we don't, our comms weren't public for this series, but he was like very vocal this series. He's a very good TA player. And I told him like at the start of the game, I was like, hey, listen, we're gonna play like flip flop here, where it's like I'm gonna hit my timing, I'll fight for a couple minutes while you get your next one, and then you take it, I take it. But I told him like ultimately you're gonna be the one carrying this game. You on the TA, like you're the one that's gonna be doing a lot of the damage. I'm gonna be fucking around shielding you, but like this game's on you. And he did a great job with that. Did a great job setting up traps, keeping the map really tight for them, and making it scary, especially with this Willow running around with silence traps and all that stuff. So yeah, and then I think the Slardar had a pretty good showing this game. He was very hard to kill, very tanky, and if you have two tanky cores in front of a TA, and those cores are still both dealing damage or at a minimum amping the TA's damage, I think that's a recipe for success. So
Yeah, no, for sure. I will say, so I didn't watch all of this game. But I did see, I would say about half of the game. I pretty much saw when the game started turning for the Pistons. Just a couple things I wanted to mention, just based off of draft. I will say, I think you guys had a great last pick, TA. Like they really don't have a lot of solutions for the TA. Like I guess the DP is probably the best solution with the suck. But as soon as they last picked the Shaker, I saw that matchup and I was like, oh man, that's tough. Like I don't really think that there's much Shaker can do against a TA. That's a pretty feels bad. Like, you're kind of going for this last pick Shaker, hoping you're gonna have a good lane. Maybe even thought it was Slardar or mid. I don't know. But then to have that TA response, it's just like, oh fuck, man. It feels a little rough, I think. Definitely not a matchup I'd like to play. But Casey, on your side there, how do you think the game went for you guys? Because you guys were winning at one point. You guys were doing pretty good for half the game.
We just made several bad decisions or took several bad fights that weren't needed. Twubs was playing like a fucking retard this game. And that's not toxic. I got fucking permission to say that. Twubs made a series of bad calls. One of them was like we took this fight. I think two of our supports died. We were 3v5, and Twubs was like, "All right, like I'll bait you, and you can go in. When we clean up because he had God strength still." So I fucking ran around, and even the casters were like, "What is this fucking DP doing?" And I ran around sucking people, waiting for my Sven to blink in and save the day. And out of nowhere, Twubs is just like, "Yeah, I'm sorry,
Oh
bro.
no.
I'm not blinking in on that." And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, Twubs?"
hit me up if you need
So,
Sven coaching. I'm pretty good at that hero. I think.
uh,
I think
yeah,
we
no,
may have won all of our Sven games.
no,
All
it
but
was
one.
it was a thing where we picked Sven and the Slardar, and everyone was like, "Hey, are you sure you want that matchup?" And then Twubs was like, "Yeah, like it'll be fine." And then after the game, he's all like, "We should never pick Sven in the Slardar."
What's my favorite moment of like my favorite Twubs moment from that game was the fucking. Do you remember when he was like, I think you guys had lost like a tier 2 tower top or something, and he was like solo pushing the tier 2 bottom, like
Yeah.
just completely alone, just like on an island, just hitting the tower with no one around. I was like, what the fuck is he doing? Everyone just TP'd back. He ended up getting out, but I think two people on MHK had to sacrifice themselves for him to get out. It was really funny. I was like, oh man, that is not a normal Twubs play. So maybe it was a little bit of underperformance from MHK there, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I will say that on the Piston side too, I do like the Slardar TA. I think you guys have ran that before, right, Jack? That combo. I feel like I've
I
seen you
think
guys do that against.
we really liked Slardar SF was what we played the week before. That was like our preferred pairing
Oh,
with
that's
Slardar.
what it was. That's what it was. Yeah, that's what it
But
was.
yeah, but we liked the idea of it was basically the same idea though, where it's like we just pick something that uses amp damage really well.
Yeah, yeah,
Both
yeah,
are nasty, super nasty,
Yeah.
especially
yeah. For sure. Yeah. No, I the only other thing I would say too, at least on like draft POV, like at least my opinion is that I think the one issue that MHK had with their supports is that they really didn't have like they don't really have a lot of rotational power, which is I feel like I say this all the time, but like there's not like a TP stun. It's like a TP you can charge, which is not bad. It's not quite the same thing as like a blink stun, but
Mhm.
you could like TP tree. That's very different though than like, a Willow can TP rotate and throw a bramble, throw a curse crown. You're gonna get some control. You're gonna get some damage. Witch Doctor is gonna blink, can cast, right? You know what I mean? Like they kind of have a little bit better rotational power, which I'm a big fan of. I really like that when at least one of the supports does. And I feel like maybe there's a little bit lacking on that from MHK this game.
for
I'm
the
also
record.
curious. Oh,
Okay.
go ahead. Well, okay.
Uh,
So my last thing I was going to say is that, and then I'll pass it back to you. Is that I've never seen a mid shaker do tectonic. That I've personally never gone that facet. whenever I played it off lane or mid. I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm just saying it was an interesting choice to see that because I've only ever seen core shakers do the fissure one because it's just so much extra damage, right? So it was interesting to see that. And I just think Shaker in general it feels really unfortunate when he falls behind. So that would be my last thing that I'd mention. But sorry, go ahead.
So for the record, you're saying that Spirit Breaker and Nature's Prophet do not have solid rotational power.
No. I'm not saying that they can't rotate. I'm saying that they're lacking control when they rotate.
Oh
Whereas like
yeah, that's a different. Okay, that's something
yes,
I can agree with.
sorry.
Rotational
I
power
meant
though, arguably the
oh,
only two supports that can fucking rotate. I don't think any supports rotate more than those two.
oh 100%. But I meant like can they like just because they can rotate, can they do a lot with the rotation? Like I'm not sure. Like
I think
there's
you're talking
not.
about like turning
I
an
think
early fight with the TP, right? Is
Yes,
what you're
that's what I'm
talking
trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. Like turn an early fight with the TP. That's what I'm trying to say. And like, because Prophet is like, yeah, he can rotate a lot, but like, is he gonna kill like a Slardar or like an Abaddon? Like it maybe he could, but it might not be the easiest kill. Is what I'm trying to say, right? Whereas like a Dark Willow in a Witch Doctor with like a Maledict and shit like that, I feel like they can do that pretty easily, comparatively. But that's all I was trying to say. You are right though. You guys
Yeah.
definitely have a lot of global pressure for sure. Definitely.
I just wanted to, make sure you were, I don't know, say if you were getting that right or not, or if you meant what you actually said by that.
You got to keep me honest. You got to
Yeah.
keep me
Well, it sounded
honest.
like
Yeah.
context at first, but
Yeah. No. Yeah. No, that's and also if you don't agree, like you don't have to agree with me. I'm a fucking dog, so definitely don't have to. But
not
anyway,
true. Not true.
anyway, if you guys don't have anything else to add, though, we could probably go to game 3. I think we did a pretty good coverage of this one here.
Yeah.
Okay. So to end it off, this was a pretty close game. I watched a bunch of this game. Actually, I watched a bunch of this game. I will say, but Casey, before I give it to you,
Okay.
this PL pick was fucking really good. It was a really good PL pick. they have nothing to deal with the PL this game at all. It was so sad when I saw that. I was like, oh fuck. I don't know what they're gonna do. Like the Quap was all right. Like I guess it's like an okay solution, but not enough. It was not enough. So how did that seem from your perspective? This game?
It seems like they just never wanted to run at the PL. I mean, I'm even looking at like all our deaths, and it's like, okay, Dawn, Disruptor, and Veno died a lot, but like, I mean, PL's first death was at 38 minutes, I think. I'm verifying that. Yeah, like that's just really bad. You can't have PL's first death be post.
How do they run at the PL though? Like that's the issue, right? Like how do
You
they
get
kill him?
caught. Well, I guess for starters, you don't have your pause 4 just never be in lane. I guess is one thing you could do.
Okay,
I
that's
think maybe not having a 2v1 lane, the pressure of PL is probably not ideal. And I think you just rotate the Quap over, and I think Quap just fucking presses R and kills PL. I don't think it's that complicated. I mean, maybe it's deeper than that, but I think literally they could have just done that to slow down Twubs, because Twubs did not fucking do anything for like the first 30 minutes of the game, which he shouldn't have because it was
yeah. He was
PL.
just farming. He was farming
Yeah.
up for sure. I mean, I
Um,
feel like it's tricky to like just Quap alt PL though. He could just topple it.
I don't think that's how it works. I think if you get the initial damage on the hero, it still takes the full amount.
It does. But if you see a Quap like blink, look like she's about to yell at you, you just topple it, then you will dodge it, right?
Well, I mean, if only the pause 4 had a silence, if only the pause 3
True.
had
That's true.
fine.
That's true.
There's fucking, I mean, there's solutions here. So
That's
it was
true. That's
it was
true.
100% doable. Like Witch Doctor could have rotated to that lane. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
There was the solutions were definitely there to handle this PL. But yeah, if you wait till 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, like with this lineup, you're fucked.
You can't. Yeah, no, I would agree with you. I think the only thing Pistons could do, because they didn't really have a PL solution, was I feel like you had to provide a lot of early pressure for the PL to make sure the PL did not basically free farm because yeah, you don't have a solution for it, right? And that just didn't happen. I'm curious Jack's point of view though, because you're saying Hulk was not in lane at all. So I'm wondering where Hulk was. He's got 100k MMRs. Jack, what happened?
I'm trying to remember this game. I don't think this game was really. I think you mentioned it looked close. Like yeah, it's 30-25, but like I mean this game is so fucking unbelievably fried. Like we had to
Well, the
play for the
graph was
Slardar.
terrible. The
Realistically,
graph was really bad too. Yeah, because it was
We
like
had to
as soon
play for
as
this Slardar 25, and it's just hard. It's hard. I think so. From our point of view, the execution on killing this PL is just like so unreal with the Dawnbreaker, Blink Arena on TP. Like they just like have so much stuff because it's like we kind of need to all in on this PL, like what you were describing. But I mean, if you look at the team, that's like what they want you to do. Like their draft is like, would you please clump on a single hero so that we can cast our AOE spells on your heads? And it's like, just like very brain dead Dota, where it's just like it's free to like dump spells on a team jumping a hero that they can't kill. And so the game feels like so impossible from that perspective. I think my thought process and like because we were behind too, and we like had not great deep vision, so like the only person that I could ever like find in the side lanes was the Dawnbreaker, farming in front of the tier 2 a lot, but she was farming like so safe. Like she was farming like the back like one camp, maybe a camp towards mid, and then just like sitting under tower for the wave. I think like she was never coming up, which was tough. And then even then we couldn't when she did. It was tough because Rhino was like farming top for a lot of the game, which kind of slowed the pace down a little bit. Because like I need to go in, like I have these items to go in, but like I can't just go forehead, especially with their heroes, and you know how I described how they want
can
you
I
to
just
go with
ask
heroes.
you like a brutal question? Because like
Mhm.
I'm dying. Because I could not believe this. Can you explain why the CK Slardar in game 3 lower bracket?
We really
It
like.
doesn't make it's just so weird to
Mhm.
me. It's like such a bizarre duo. I don't understand it. Slardar himself is really not the most common hero. CK's pretty much never played. You're the only person I actually know that plays CK. I don't see a single other carry pick the CK. Is it just like you guys are really comfortable with those heroes and you just kind of wanted to catch him by surprise, or do you
Yeah.
believe in that duo? Like, do you think that's a strong duo?
I think it's a decently strong duo. I think I really like the CK. I think the team really liked the CK. It was like our kind of Sven alternative, which Sven was available this game, but we decided to go with the CK. At the time, we saw these three heroes. So we like the CK hero a lot. We played a lot with it. We scrimed a lot with it. I think the hero is probably pretty undervalued. I mean, the downside is you get games like this, but yeah, like it's how it goes sometimes, I guess.
They looked
Uh,
good based off of what was showing. So
Yeah, it actually was a pretty decent CK game too, and like in particular, like against like if you're gonna CK or Sven against Veno, I actually think CK is probably better
mhm.
than Sven. Unfortunately, like hindsight's obviously 2020.
Yeah, yeah,
If you had picked the Sven, it would have blocked the PL, right? So that would have been
a
like
little
so
bit,
much
yeah,
better, yeah.
a
But
little bit
just like
better.
one of those things, yeah. Okay, I mean
Mhm.
that's totally fair. I just remember being shocked. I was like, wow, CK Slardar is like
Yeah,
such a bizarre duo, and like it's just coincidentally they both don't do anything to PL. Like it's just
yeah,
really unfortunate. Really unfortunate. Tough game to go out on, I think, for sure.
yeah. It was unfortunate that it was kind of a non-game. I think it felt kind of bad. Um, but yeah, what can you do? Into a good season.
yeah, it really only came down to one fight. I feel like, and that was just
Yeah,
that arena up high ground where we got I think every ult in that.
Yeah, look at that. You literally killed all of them. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just a 5-man wipe, and look at that net worth swing.
up high
Massive
ground
swing.
too. So I think we got like
Yeah.
two lanes. I think it was. I mean, we kind of had comfortably figured out that like the game was probably over at that point.
yeah. This game was done. This game was very done.
Yeah. It was cooked. It was one of those things where like the game was so hard just based off of draft. So as soon as that happens, it's like I don't know what can you do. I fucking as soon as I saw those picks, I felt demoralized for the Pistons. Like as soon as I saw that PL, I was like, oh my god, like I would not want to be I would not want to be playing for the Pistons right now. But yeah, I mean, overall, a really successful season. I think, like you mentioned, Jack, actually in the Conqueror chat, I think this is a cool season in the sense of it's very rare that I think the top three is like, oh yeah, like these are like the three teams that I thought would be top three, right? So I think this is actually one of the first seasons I've seen that where, yeah, I mean, I pretty much thought that every one of the top three was who I would have predicted, and also I think who deserved to be top three, right? So I think it was a pretty nice season on that front. It's sad to see you guys go, but also nice to see MHK go to the finals. I think it's gonna be really cool matchup to see against Mango Tango, because I think the first time you guys played in the uppers, KC, was you guys had a couple circumstances that were a little odd. Like I think Lost was on like
Yeah,
a
Lost was on
laptop.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like a little bit like a caveat there. I think you guys underperformed that series, so I'm very curious to see how it goes running back. And actually to lead into that, um, let's get some predictions. So Jack, what are you feeling for this finals? Rhino said 3-0 or 3-1 for Mango Tango. I think that guy's crazy. I'm gonna be
I
honest,
think-
Rhino, you're crazy, buddy.
Well, to address that, Rhino also said he thought it'd be 2-0 easy MHK, and they were gonna fucking put on jammies and go to bed and show up for Mango Tango. And now he's posting 45-minute post-mortem videos. So let's just give that side of the story.
Jesus.
All right. I think Mango Tango is gonna reverse sweep MHK.
Wow, you think it's gonna be okay? So MHK is gonna get that strong 2-0 lead, and then just gonna feed away 3 games.
I think
That's
so.
very specific. That's very
'Cause-
specific.
No, because think about it. It's like the Mango Tango 55-minute timing, but instead of over the course of a game, it's over the course of a series.
They just
Past 55
they
minutes in this series, they just start cleaning it
Yeah,
up.
they just start powering up.
8th mile on the
Okay.
marathon, just chilling.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think I realistically I do kind of get that vibe. I think if they don't, I think it's gonna be 3-1 to MHK.
Okay. That I like how specific those predictions are. I'm a big fan of that. I will
Mhm.
say, because me and Yoshi are gonna cast the finals, I really don't want it to be a best of 5, all 5 games, 55-minute games. That would, like, I really don't want to stay up till like 3, guys. So if you could just avoid that, that would
It's
be
like a
just
nap during the 4th game.
chef's it would be chef's kiss, guys. I'm just gonna say that. But Yoshi, what do you think prediction? What do you think?
See, I'm with
You're gonna say Mango
Jack, but
Tango.
I don't think it's going to be the reverse sweep. I do think it's going to go 5 games, and I do think it's going to be Mango Tango 3-2.
Of course you do. Of course, naturally, because your dad's on Mango Tango.
They're my
so
goats,
You gotta
dude.
go
They're
with
my
your dad.
goats.
You gotta go. All right, I'll save you for last, Casey, because you're obviously gonna say it yourself. I'm gonna go for. Listen, people are gonna say I'm crazy. Okay, book it, mark it down. MHK is gonna 3-0. They're just gonna they're gonna rip through them. It's gonna be a bad showing. It's gonna be like last season with Savage and Skeletons. Same thing. MHK is just gonna fucking just zoom right through them. Mark it down. Casey, what do you think?
Well, how dare you compare either of our teams to Savage, first of all, or
Jesus Christ.
offended. I know Mango Tango's offended by that too.
What did
No,
Savage ever do?
I'm just kidding. I just know Gab's gonna hear that later and laugh. So,
Okay. All right.
or be really pissed off. Whatever.
Never works. Okay. All right.
I think we 3-1 this. Realistically. So I think if we can give Gab support mid, and we can take away some of someone's kids' heroes and start to put them in a box, I think we'll be in a good spot. But he's definitely their fucking cornerstone.
Yeah, got
I would
balls,
agree.
man. Got balls out.
Yeah.
I would agree. All right. Well, before we wrap up, because I do want to be conscious of time, do either of you have any plans for next season? Because I know we're getting really close to next season. There's been a lot of, it's like an exciting time for AD2L. You get the whispers.
I'll spoil it.
Like
I'll spoil it. Jack
the
didn't
streets
want
are
me.
talking.
Jack didn't want me on his team. He doesn't want me completing the arc of getting to play mid, so they found somebody else.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right,
The
this
streets
is
are
true. This is true. The streets are not lying. That is exactly what happened. We saw that Lesh performance in Battle Cup.
Oh,
After I
and the
literally
DP,
carried
and the
on
DP,
DP. My
and the
DP
DP.
carried. Shut up, dude. My DP
the
went
DP.
hard.
Don't forget the DP. I'll pull up these games.
I literally
I'll
pulled
pull-
a.
I'll
I
pull them.
Yeah, we
literally
can do a
fucking
quick
pulled
replay
everybody
review
to
on
me
those.
on Lesh, and you guys just got to clean up.
That was great,
But
dude.
I'm
We
feeding
sold you-
apparently.
We sold you so hard on Lesh, dude. That was unreal. The number
I
of
literally
times we
tanked
just, like,
every single
baited you.
fucking spell, and you guys clean up, and it's like, oh, my Lesh is feeding.
I did not put a single shield on you.
You
I
literally
think.
didn't. Ever. The entire game.
Actually, I remember Battle Cup now. I don't want to talk about these games.
Yeah, that third game was tragic. This first game was hilarious. Unreal. Okay.
I'm just glad
No,
Jack wasn't
game
drafting.
Game 3, I was so fucking tilted out of my mind. I don't want to disrespect the pause 4 that I was playing with because he was a
Wait,
really
dude,
nice guy.
that is TGG captain and mascot and warrior winner London.
I think
Put
we should
respect
go
on
back
his
to
name.
game 1 where we picked Wraith King in case he thought it was going to be a horrible Wraith King game, and then went
Yeah,
what,
it
like
was
20 and
supposed
3
to.
or something.
No, okay, so fucking
Casey's ball.
Hulk first picks my fucking hero.
Whoa,
like,
whoa, 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 whoa!
No, he didn't.
I
No, he
was
didn't. Not that game,
drafting.
not that game.
I
It was
picked the hero.
Okay. All right. I got my hero fucking second picked, 13. And then and Wraith King, 13. These motherfuckers slapped down Timbersaw, Invoker, Lifestealer. Like, brother, what the fuck am I supposed to do that game? I did end up going 17, 2, and 23.
I say he
but-
proceeded
okay.
to pop off
That's
that
what I'm
game,
saying.
but like the entire rest of the drafting, just dude, I don't know what I'm gonna do this game. Like, do I go Spectral or Bone Guard? Like, they're just gonna kill my skeletons. Like, they're not gonna do, like, I'm gonna do nothing in these team fights.
That's a pretty bad matchup. That's a pretty bad fucking matchup.
dog walked this like Archon lifesteal or whatever.
That is true. I threw Jack over my shoulders and walked him across the finish line like a dog.
I mean,
Hey,
that's amazing,
I
dude.
think I might have had a rampage in this game actually.
I think you did. I tried to steal it from you, but I couldn't.
Okay, anyway, just to bring it
Oh yeah, yeah.
slightly back on topic, do you guys have any plans
the
that
roster?
you
Just
want
give
to
it to
talk
us. What's
about,
the
or is it?
roster?
So we do have some plans. So Casey and I will be teaming up next season. Okay.
Oh shit!
Toxic 82
So
player
we'll team
all
up
time.
here.
With
So
Okay.
this started off. Hulk and I wanted to play together again. We wanted to run it back. We had Fatality attached at some point, and Casey was attached shortly after that. And then eventually, we kind of decided to move on from Fatality, and ended up playing with Icarus in the All-Star game. I really liked him. I thought he was very good. I thought he communicated well. I think he had a lot of potential. And so I reached out to him, and he's now attached. So Icarus is going to be our 4, and Hulk's moving over to 5. And I think my favorite thing about the stack is I think there's like a ton of upside where I think Icarus is like obviously a new player, very skilled. But I think a lot of what he has room to improve on, a lot of the stuff he's bad at, is stuff that is like a standout part of Hulk's game. And so I think there's like a lot of growth potential for Icarus over the course of the season, where he's going to become, even like way better than he was at the start of the season. Having this 400,000 MMR support to kind of mentor him and help him improve over the season.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be amazing. So are you guys still looking for a mid, or do you have
So
one?
we do have a mid attached
No.
right now.
Okay,
Mid-round. Sorry.
okay.
they're
So,
not
but
better than me.
this is
I'll
gonna
say
be
right
kept
now,
under
they're not
wraps,
better
though.
than me.
We think it's going to be the Arden guy.
Oh, Milk
Milk
Boxy.
Milk
Milk
Boxy.
Boxy's return to Conk. Holy shit! All right. I mean, that team sounds really cool. That sounds like a really strong team for sure. I mean, that's
Mhm.
and you know what? In a way, I want to say I spiritually did that because I picked Jack and Icarus on my team. So I set the seeds. You know what I mean? Like in the ground, like and Casey watered it. You know what I
Set the
mean? And now
seed
it's
of them
sprouting
losing, they're
into a
gonna get
beautiful
clapped. What do you
team.
mean? They're gonna get clapped like they did in the All-Star match.
No, they're gonna win next season. Calling it, guys. Calling it.
I'm just excited my pause 4 is no longer feeding first blood. So shout out to you, Chandler9. You die first every game.
And on that note, that's a wrap for Conqueror Chronicles. We'll see you next time.